So let's see. This is something that I would like to talk about.
So, okay, Social Security, yes, really important. That's the big source of income, right? Couple of things. 40 quarters, so 10 years of work, you qualify for your own Social Security.
Okay.
And the Social Security Administration takes your highest 35 years of earnings to compute your benefit.
Okay.
All right, and that's standard for everyone. And they put inflation adjusted on the early years to
Very
bring them
good.
up to dollars.
That helps. Yeah.
yeah, they're pretty kind about that kind of
That's
stuff.
great.
So, yep, I think that's really good. Now, for single women, and I think there's another slide maybe that would lead us in the right direction. Okay, so we just kind of couple of different case studies here. You would ask me
Yep.
to show. Okay, so first thing I want to say. The vast majority of people make the wrong decision in claiming their Social Security because they're getting advice from their brother-in-law or their neighbor's brother or, their friend's brother. It's always the brother, okay? Or brother-in-law. They're never getting it from another female, unfortunately.
No, it's a brother who thinks he knows
everything,
right?
and
That's so
usually
funny.
doesn't.
I'm going to go back to you because we can see you talk, and then
Okay.
I'll go back to it.
But when they do that, if you make the wrong decision on your Social Security, it can be like 100 or hundreds of thousands of dollars in reduced payments over your lifetime. Okay, it's not a whole lot any one month. I don't know. We've seen mistakes which add up to like $800 a month. Now that's a significant amount, but I'm giving you the high end.
Okay.
You multiply that over a 20-year or 30-year retirement. I mean, that adds up to a lot of money.
Oh my God.
Yep.
It's something that could have been avoided.
If they would have thought it through a little bit, or maybe more importantly, gone and talked to a professional in the industry, I'm going to use my mountain analogy again, Sue, not someone that helps you get up the mountain. They're really good at that. Someone that specializes in getting down the mountain, which is retirement financial planning. And most people will sit down with you and they'll do a Social Security maximization report for you. Maybe it takes about 30 minutes or so. And I don't know anyone that would charge for it.
Okay.
And it's tough to get online. It's one of the few things that it's really hard to get online.
Okay.
I've seen some people do it. I'm not exactly sure how they do it, but it's mostly engineers that will sit down and figure it out and spend hours on an Excel spreadsheet, which is great, by the way. And whenever I see that, I go, wow, this is really good.
But it's nice to have the explanation of what the terms mean and kind of things to think about, like not just this number, this cell, this actually to make sense of it, to teach. Like you're an excellent teacher, and it can be complex. So you wouldn't expect someone to understand it without any guidance, right?
Well, okay, so you bring up a great point, and I've really never thought about it that way, but no. It is confusing. Most normal people that aren't in finance and are just out there working and earning a living, they know they're paying into Social Security, right? Every time they get a paycheck, they see
it comes off, right?
It comes right off, and they know it, but they don't spend any time with it. Now, a lot of the younger generation, and when I say younger generation, I'm saying people probably in their 40s and younger, they don't even have a whole lot of confidence Social Security is going to be there for them.
No, that's true.
Now, I differ with that a little bit. I think it will. It'll probably look a little different, but it'll be there because they're paying into it. So for them not to get it,
that would
essentially be, stealing their money.
Right.
So I do think it'll be there in some way, shape, or form. But no one teaches younger people about Social Security. And I don't know if it's my industry's fault or just a lack of interest. Because if I held a class, you came to my class at Oakland University, if I held a class for 30 to 39-year-olds on Social Security planning, how many people do you think would show up?
We'd have to feed them. We'd have to have a steak dinner or something for them.
I don't even know if they would do that.
I don't even know, right?
Yeah.
They may not just be interested because it's not on their radar.
It's
like
not
if
on
you're
their radar.
worried about that month's car repair that just came up or an upcoming, surgery or something like that's so much more you're focused on that or your kids' grades or whatever you're going through. You're not thinking, oh, in 35 years, I'm going to need to know this stuff, right?
Yeah. And so I think it's a two-way street with the lack of knowledge there. But I'm just going to say when people start to get into their 50s, 55 for sure, they should really start looking at this a little bit.
Yeah.
And at least I think one of the slides we have up there is just an income slide. Okay? Just look at that because that's pretty simple, right? If someone explains that to you, Sue, you understand what it is. It's just the Social Security benefit. And you see on the far right in that, what color is that?
Yeah,
Orange.
like that kind of orangey color, yeah.
You see what the income is. And you
very
decide early if that's enough or it's not enough. And if it's enough, great. You're set. All you got to do is work for, another 10 years or so. And if it's not enough, well, then you have to work and save. So then it's a two-way street. But it needs to be concise and it needs to be simple and easy to understand.
I think, too, to take it seriously, right?
Yeah.
Take it deadly seriously.
I think you,
Because everything is
do you mean
dependent.
your retirement?
Yeah, like caring about this. It's important to take it seriously, right?
Oh yeah, I think you do. I think you have to. If anything we really want to do, we kind of have to plan for everything.
We really do.
And people take, I'm sure you've heard the statistics that people spend more time planning family vacations than they do their
Oh,
retirement.
my God, that's true.
And they take that serious. You know why? Because they're spending their money on it and they're building memories and they're doing stuff and they love it. Well, this is really important because you're going to, retirement's kind of like unemployment, right? You're going to lose your paycheck, but you're still going to have expenses and you're still going to have bills. And so you need income.
Scary.
It is scary, yeah. But if you plan for it, it's not as scary as, people would think.
So I have to get to the right one that you want me to stop at, but if I can go forward in time.
Okay, yeah. So this is a case study, okay? 60-year-old female wanted to retire at 67.
Okay.
Still wondering if it's possible, right? Because people really don't know.
Don't know.
And
There's no certainty.
That's fine. Likes to travel and work at animal shelters, right,
Perfect.
up my alley. Now, her monthly expenses are $4,200 a month.
Wow.
Okay? She spends about $1,000 traveling and having fun, and she's just kind of stressed and not knowing what her retirement would look like. So the key is you take everything that this woman would want.
Right.
The great news is she's doing this 7 years before she wants to call it quits.
That's a good point.
Many people do it 7 weeks after they've already retired. And that's still okay, but there's not a whole lot of planning that can be done.
Right.
At that point in time, it's just putting, all the ingredients in the bowl and then making the cake. Okay. So this is how it works. Her Social Security at 67 was going to be $3,200 a month.
Okay.
Great start.
That's great.
Okay. Her pension, she earned a really small pension, which is kind of common. $400 a month isn't a lot of money, but it's $400 a month more than the pension I've earned. Okay. So I'd take it in a heartbeat, right? Okay. So when you add those two together, it's $3,600 a month. And that's for not doing anything. That's just for someone organizing it for her. But that was still short of what she wanted to do for income because she wanted to travel and have a little fun. Okay.
Right.
Now, she had a 403B
Okay.
where she had saved $475,000. And she'd been saving for like 30 years.
Yes.
Okay. And the markets have been pretty good. And she had a little money in the bank for emergencies. Okay. So her main goal was, what is my retirement going to look like down the road?
Okay. Next slide.
Yep. Next slide. Go to the next slide. Okay. This, I think, is, so she's short. I'm kind of 3/4 of the way down. She's short about $1,600 a month to live the
Yeah.
retirement she wanted.
Right, that
So
makes
after
sense.
everything that was just in
discussed.
place,
Right. Right.
before getting a plan together,
5,200 a month. That's a lot to have to come up with.
it's a lot. Yeah. That's a $60,000 a year retirement. Now, for one person, that's a pretty good retirement if
Yes,
there's
it
not
is.
a lot of debt.
If she's
Okay.
paid off her house.
Paid off the house is the big one. Yep. So we had to figure out how to get $1,600 a month extra for her. That's where that 403B comes into play.
Okay.
That's where her nest egg needs to be used.
Okay.
And we call it how do you fill the income gap? So this is what we do. We had her move $200,000 into a private pension annuity. Now that's a type of fixed annuity
Okay.
that as a fiduciary, it is classified as a private pension.
Okay.
Okay, private pension just simply means a source of income not correlated to the ups and downs of the market.
So it's safe.
It's very safe.
Very safe.
It's ultra safe. The flip side is you're never going to get great returns. But this money isn't for returns. This is her safe money, right? She's going to let it grow for 7 years. Interest rates are still really high, which is a great time to do something like this. So at 67, that private pension for her was going to generate about $1,900 a month consistently. Now that's pre-tax. As long as she was breathing, it was going to pay her.
Wow.
All right. No fluctuation. So if you have the income coming in and you don't see it going up and down with all the nonsense,
Yeah,
that's going on in the
craziness.
world right now, the craziness, it allows you to sleep a little bit better.
For sure.
So if you look towards the bottom, her
Yeah.
total monthly income, Social Security at $3,200,
Yeah.
pension $400,
Right.
private pension annuity income $1,900. That means her income coming in at the age of 67 was $5,583
Okay.
a month. No fluctuations. Could only go up, can't go down.
And she still has this 250,000 left.
Yep.
That's a good situation.
That's a great situation. You know what that last line is, that 250? That's called extra money, Sue. Extra money's always a good thing.
It's welcome.
Yeah, I've never heard anyone. We really try to put extra money. If recently because of interest rates,
Yeah.
people are able to retire with extra money.
That's
if
wonderful.
they saved and gotten lucky and everything else. I've never heard one person complain about the extra money.
No.
Okay.
That's wonderful.
It is. It works out really well, and then they go, well, maybe I'd do this or maybe I'd do that, or
It's like fun.
It is fun. Yeah, it's fun money. So
They worked for it.
It does. Now, was there that income?
Yeah.
Let me just see.
Sometimes I like to show you because then I like to see. Yeah. So this is a longevity report, and it's for Jane, single female.
Yep.
So it shows that she isn't collecting Social Security until she retires at
67.
67,
Yep.
and then that's going to be her income. And then if you go to the right, then that's the total.
Yep. So you see the three columns. First column's her Social Security. The middle column's her small pension. And the last column was the $200 that she put in her private pension. Now that last column's her money, right? She
Right.
put her savings in there so she could always have access to it. When she dies, it goes to the beneficiaries, all that other kind of stuff.
Okay.
But that's just the investment vehicle that she needed to get the safety and security
To
she
get
wanted.
exactly where she wanted to be.
Yeah.
And it's just, that's a great plan, really, because as you said, that's safe, right? So the pension is guaranteed because she's earned it.
Yeah.
The Social Security also, she's earned it, so she put into it and she's getting this out. And then the annuity is the money that she saved up, and you're allocating it to give her a safe return.
Yeah.
No risk.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And we did it that way because that's what she told us she wanted.
Right.
Now, if someone were to say, I don't mind the risk, I don't mind the ups and downs, I'm okay with the volatility, then guess what? We would have done it differently. But I'm going to go back to what I said at the beginning with the top gun, the wing person.
Yeah.
Right? Your risk tolerance is a little bit different if you're going through this alone. And, that's just the way it goes.
It really is.
But you have to look at it and see if Social Security is going to be enough. Okay. And you do it with that longevity report. And then if it's not, you've got to start figuring out ways to either save or do something that's going to generate a little bit more, because Social Security was never designed to be all the retirement income you need. It's designed to get you about 35 to 50% of the way there. So the rest is on you.